Coming up on the Sports Desk.
Okay, so you're a Laker fan. Yeah? You think they're going to win the championship this year?
Maybe.
Maybe. The Lakers might not be at the top of everybody's championship watch list, but somebody in this town is on a mission for a state crown. First 2 rounds of Bishop Montgomery's SoCal Regional Madness right here. Plus, pitchers and catchers have long since reported in the bigs, and here in town we are well into another baseball season with tourneys and pre-league games in full swing. See who's setting off strong and who's looking for their groove. All that coming up and more on the Sports Desk. Hey there, Torrance. Hope you're all doing well. I'm your host, Wan Hernandez, here for another week of sports action in our little corner of the South Bay. And first up, we've turned the clocks forward now so we can finally focus on spring. Spring sports here in the Sports Desk, of course, and what says South Bay more than a little bit of volleyball? It's pretty common. You win a championship, come back the next year, and you got a bullseye on your back. The 2012 CIF champion South Spartans are no exception to that phenomenon coming into this year. But as Vi Salas shows us, this squad is up against a whole different set of challenges beyond getting every opponent's A-game.
The banner is up, the plaque engraved, and the seniors have graduated. This is not the same South squad that won the CIF championship a year ago. The only problem? Each opponent doesn't know that. At home against Bishop Montgomery, the Spartans came out flat with unforced errors, their Achilles heel. If it wasn't South shooting itself in the foot, it was the Knights putting up a roof that looked at times impenetrable for South. B. Monty easily took the first 2 games 25-17 and 25-13. In the third, the Knights looked to sweep the defending champs up 14-7. Then, something clicked. The Spartans went on an 18-7 run to steal Game 3. The momentum continued in the 4th game, up 23-20. But the Spartans could not close the deal, failing to execute and falling to B. Monty 26-24, losing 3 games to 1.
Today we kind of came out and served tough and took care of the ball on serve receive, and serving and passing well and blocking well. Those are all, good ways to get points and get leads in games and, take control.
They were solid. They played, they came out and they seemed a little more prepared than we did, ready to play. I think fundamentally we were just really weak. I'm disappointed in the way we've been playing. Up and down, really inconsistent. I think we're trying to find ourselves, our identity. And, Bishop was just, they were sound.
Oh, we came out pretty flat, games 1 and 2. Actually, we started all the games pretty flat. I think we underestimated Bishop a little bit. We just dug ourselves too big of a hole to get out of.
The Spartans cannot afford to take anyone lightly. Only 1 starter remains from last year's championship team. But this team does have something last year's squad did not.
I think we're more athletic overall in all 6 positions. We got guys that can jump a little higher, hit the ball harder. So we just we have that, but we just gotta work on the fundamentals. That's really that's the biggest difference between this year and last year, is just fundamentals.
We're athletic, and I think we think we're going to go out there and be a bunch of high-flying superstars smashing the ball around, and we don't pass very well. It gets us out of system and makes things hard on us.
The obstacles don't stop there. The Spartans have moved up a division, bringing tougher opponents, and that CIF banner has put the bullseye squarely on their back.
We will get everyone's best game, especially teams that, on paper it looks like we should beat them, or on paper it looks like they're not as strong or whatever. But they know, we are like a target.
This team is not last year's team, and they got to understand that. They also have to understand that people want to come in and beat us because of the success that we've had. So they need to understand that, and if they don't, it's going to be a long year.
As head coach Kevin McElwee said, they cannot rest on their laurels. This team is an entirely different team from the one that won the CIF championship last season, and everyone's out to prove that they can't do it again. For the Sports Desk, I'm Vi Salas.
Thanks for that, Vi. So Bishop stepping it up against South. South High bounces back, though, with an impressive non-league win over PV Penn just a couple days later, getting their legs under them slowly but surely, learning how to win after losing 6 starters from last year's championship squad. Kenichi Hackman had 17 kills and 4 blocks to lead his team in the 5-set match. Daniel Hart stepping it up too, double-double for Hart, 10 kills, 10 blocks. Then they follow that up with a 3-1 win over Woodrow Wilson the following evening at home. South and Woodruw split the first 2 sets before the Spartans take off with the next 2 and wrap up the evening. Now, the Spartans looking like they're on track for the season, ready to defend that title. And speaking of titles, at Bishop Montgomery High, the chase for a CIF crown was cut short with an unexpected and quite honestly shocking loss to Laverne Lutheran in the Southern Section semifinals, 29-1. A perfect season now out of reach, but not a season lost. A run for a CIF crown ended, but the chase for a state title still in sight. Visalis is back one more time to see how that one loss fueled the Bishop Montgomery fire.
It had been nearly 2 weeks since Bishop Montgomery met its untimely demise in the semifinals of the Southern Section Division 4AA CIF playoffs, but no rust was evident as they took on CIF Central Section runner-up Coalinga in the opener of the CIF State Division 4 playoffs. In fact, they looked angry.
We want to get revenge for that loss we had in CIF. So everybody came out ready to play, and we're all ready to go.
We still have a little chip on our shoulder from that game, and we just know that any team can knock us off now. So we just go in hard and try to just play hard.
That chip, heavy on the Knights' shoulders, seemed to burden the Horned Toads into submission. It was evident on defense as B. Monty forced almost as many turnovers as points allowed, transition, and offense. The result was written by the time the first beads of sweat dripped down to the floor, 87-24.
And the big thing was we wanted to play well. We came up with a loss for the first time all season after winning 29 in a row, and I thought after a long break was we play well. I was pleased, especially I thought the ball moved really well, which was nice to see.
Usually a game of this magnitude doesn't have a 63-point margin of victory. Head coach Doug Mitchell thinks it couldn't have come at a better time.
It was probably a good game for us to have after a week and a half layoff. You don't want to have a team that's laid off this long, but it was a good game for us to get back our legs back in underneath us.
Even with the victory, the recent stench of defeat is lingering, but it does have a silver lining for the Knights.
I'm just happy that we have another chance. That game was a hard break, but I'm happy that the seniors have another chance to win a championship. So we all know that we could get knocked off, so we're just coming out here playing hard.
The road to the state championship goes through league rival and top seed Sarah, a team the Knights have owned all year. Don't think that's been lost on Bishop.
After we beat them 3 times in the top seed, sure, they want to get them. It's a rivalry game, so.
It just means that we just need to take care of business and we'll win the state easily.
Talent, check. Confidence, check. State title? We'll wait and see. For the Sports Desk, I'm Visalis.
All right, everybody, coming up after the break, so you've seen how the opening round went down for the Knights, see how they followed that blowout win, and if they stayed just as hungry in the second round of the SoCal Regional Playoffs when we come back.
I believe that home is where your pet is, that loving an animal means never giving up on them, never letting them go.
I believe that when you adopt an animal from a shelter, you're saving not only one, but many lives.
And that when you spay or neuter your dogs and cats, you help decrease the number of homeless animals.
That it's time we do all we can to save the lives of homeless animals who are counting on us, because every dog and cat deserves a place to call home.
I believe that I found my best friend in a shelter, and that you can too.
We believe that together with Best Friends Animal Society,
we can bring about a time when there are no more homeless pets.
please visit our website at ambassadors.bestfriends.org to find out more.
Something's not right. My first symptoms were
constant tingling in my toes.
Double vision. They said you have multiple sclerosis.
Kind of had to get a grasp on reality.
I had to adapt and change very rapidly.
I had to learn how to drive with my hands. Yeah, that was interesting.
A symptom may cause you not to be able to do that anymore. And at one point, I wasn't able to do any of those.
Since I've been cycling, it's definitely helped my walking.
It's a fantastic opportunity to be working together with a common goal of curing MS, and sharing is the key.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back. Last you saw us here, the Bishop Montgomery Knights had bounced back from their only loss of the 2013 season, clearly on a mission. I'm joined here now by somebody you've seen all around town on sidelines everywhere and was out to see those Knights for their second round game of the SoCal Regional Playoffs, SportsDesk reporter Jenny Phillips. Jenny, how's it going? Fill us in on those Knights.
Thanks, Lon. It's great to be here. After that blowout win in the first round, the Knights took on the St. Joseph Knights in the second round of the SoCal Regional Division IV playoffs. Another home game, another pumped-up crowd, but this time the challenge wasn't about bouncing back from a major loss. Rather, it was about the Knights keeping their composure in the hunt for a state title. Bishop starting off a little slower than usual, the Knights getting a lot of good looks but not knocking down many of their shots. The two sides trading baskets throughout much of the first half. Bishop finally gets it going a little bit before the break. They head into halftime up only 30-22. Second half, after St. Joe's cut the lead to just 4, Bishop regroups. Shots start falling in for the Knights and they go on a 17-5 run, capped by a couple of big threes and forced turnovers. Bishop with a very comfortable lead, looking like their usual selves again and about to run away with it. 3:23 left in the game. Knights up 66-39. Lamont Murray and Case Bruton get tangled up, and next thing you know, benches are cleared, coaches rush the court, and we've got a fight. Officials review the incidents. 4 players are ejected, 2 from St. Joe's and Bishop's Lamont Murray and OG Milkovich. The two teams finish out the last few minutes, and Bishop secures the 70-44 victory to advance. But despite the win, there was a heavy air hanging over the Knights.
I guess so, frustration on their part. Our players getting frustrated. It was a lot of grabbing and pushing throughout the game. So I think it just escalated throughout the game, and it's still unfortunate that it happened.
We're a close team, and we all have each other's backs, so that's what happened there. We got to keep our cool and stay calm and have each other's backs, but we got to stay calm for doing it.
Well, it's just disappointing because we were up so much, and the game was really over at that point. You know, frustration, temper, guy gummed up with his teammate. It's just bad time for it to happen. It's going to be hard to rebound, but I think we have enough depth to step up, and people will come off the bench and step up in their place.
What a game. Bishop down in Carlsbad this week to take on Army-Navy, who upset Crespi. Of course, the storyline of the week isn't about the win over St. Joe's. It's all about that fourth quarter scuffle. Lamont Murray Jr. and OG Milkovich both suspended for the next round after that ejection. The official ruling was given to the school at the beginning of the week. The officials wrote the incident up as a fight, which brings on an automatic 1-game suspension.
And that's no minor thing. I mean, for the Knights to move forward, that's obviously a huge challenge for them now, right?
Yeah, it definitely will be, Juan. Murray and Milkovich are the Knights' 2 leading scorers, so it'll obviously be tough to play without them. This is a deep and experienced team, though. They've got 8 seniors in the roster and have consistently had players coming off the bench to contribute. And while Murray and Milkovich definitely put up points, things are spread pretty evenly with this team. Justin Bibbins is a great distributor, and his hustle on defense is always a big factor. Both Nico Filopovich and Larry Taylor can knock down shots from the perimeter. Stefan Jovanovic has been an incredible post presence for the Knights, but he's been battling a bit of a knee sprain. If he can get a little healthier and they can get more production out of the bench, we could see Bishop advance.
Now, obviously it's going to be tough, but what I'm hearing is it sounds like if the right guys step up, things are going to be okay. There's a good chance for them to still move on. But I do know there was a chance Murray and Milkovich weren't going to be suspended. Talk about what ended up happening.
See, whether or not they were just suspended actually depended on how the officials wrote the incident up after the game. If they had written it up as flagrant fouls, then the guys would have been allowed to play. But because it was written up as a fight, they do have to sit out.
Great. Thank you for the lowdown on the Knights and how all that's going to impact their run at the SoCal Regional Playoffs. But Jenny, I know you're quite a busy girl. We usually see you running around the sidelines at El Camino College. Fill us in now on what's going on at Elko with the Warriors.
Well, Juan, over on the baseball diamond, the Warriors have had a bit of a rocky start this season. Some ups and downs for Elko so far, but they finally played their first conference series. Even though they head into it just below 500, they're hoping they finally figured it out and think they've got a good shot at the conference title. Let's take a look. El Camino taking on Long Beach City College today, the last of a 3-game series, which is also their first conference series. And they're going into it tied at 1 apiece. Freshman pitcher Alex Navarrete on the mound looking to get it done for the Warriors. And the freshman steps up for his team, throwing for 7 innings, 1 run, and 2 strikeouts.
My defense kept me in the game, and I just try to keep my team in the game.
And he had a little help from his offense, too. Second baseman Trent Miera had 3 hits on the afternoon.
Coach is telling me that if the third baseman's back, I can lay one down. Just trying to do the routine things that I can.
A big day for shortstop Tony Poncia as well. He had 2 RBIs, helping the Warriors win this one 4-1 and take home their first conference series.
This is really big for us, and hopefully we just carry on through the rest of the season. We're now 500, and it gives us a big boost of confidence.
Figuring everything out, putting it together, and we'll just keep it rolling.
The Warriors are definitely feeling confident, and they should be after that game. A good outing from a freshman pitcher, shutout innings from the bullpen, and the offense coming alive when they needed them to. This week, Elko's got a series against Pasadena City College. We'll have all the highlights.
Awesome. Thank you for coming by, Jenny. Thank you for the update for the Knights, of course, and their SoCal regional run, and keeping us updated with what's going on with the Warriors.
Anytime, Juan.
All right, everybody. We've got a little more baseball, this time between Del Rey League and Pioneer League squads. And, of course, for those of you not lacing it up in school anymore, we're going to give you the lowdown on your chance to drain some threes in the city's local rec league. Work.
And now, another adventure with Savings Man.
Oh dear, I can't afford that.
Charge it. You can pay it off later.
Not so fast, credit card guy.
Savings Man.
Don't let him entice you, ma'am. Credit card guy can lead you to big trouble. You need a savings plan.
You're right, Savings Man.
Get this ballpark estimate worksheet at choosetosave.org. It will help you get started.
Gee, thanks, Savings Man.
No, thank you.
So visit choosetosave.org and get your ballpark estimate today.
Never look a howler monkey in the eye. We built the entire library out of recycled bottles. Fried ants are delicious.
We finished a clinic in a rainstorm.
Really?
That was a confidence builder.
My students actually ended up teaching me. So I learned this dance. I'll show you this dance. Yeah. In la keg, a la kin. The classroom was more of a class tent. Think managing a sales team is tough. Try working with 5 different villages. My alarm clock was a rooster. Beans for breakfast, beans for lunch, beans for dinner. We ate a lot of beans. I learned a 3rd language. My seatmate on the bus was a goat. Always include the village elders. Always. My morning commute was by canoe. After 2 months, I was ready to quit, but after 2 years, I didn't want to leave. I didn't know I had it in me.
Turn 2 years of service into a lifetime of experience.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Sports Desk for our last segment of the week. We're going to get back into it with some baseball where the Bishop Montgomery Knights and North Saxons met up in the preseason contest. Our Letitia Cahey caught up with the Knights, who are taking their lumps early and learning what it'll take to get some W's in 2013.
And defense was lacking early as North got out to a quick start in the top of the first. Kevin Cole's RBI single put North up 2-0. Top of the second, Bishop's Chris Goff drops the ball, allowing Dalton Nielsen to reach first, which would be costly for the Knights. Bishop's starting pitcher Liam Kent had a tough night and was taken out after Anthony Rodriguez lifted one off of him to left. Kent's replacement didn't get to a great start either. Still in the 4th, bases loaded, Roman Luna doubled to center, bringing 2 runners in and adding to North's lead 12-zip. Bishop took what they could get on the night. Kevin Flores comes home on a wild pitch to make it 13-4.
You guys are 0-3 on the season. Are you continuing to make adjustments through the season, or are you kind of staying the course right now?
We're just staying the course. I mean, I told them not to get too down on themselves. It's a long season. I mean, things are going to happen. We're going to play terrible games, but we're going to play great games. I mean, that's baseball. So we're just going to keep our heads up and get it after it Thursday.
Liam made it to the 4th inning. Were you happy with that, or did you want to kind of stretch him a little bit further?
I thought he actually composed well and pitched very well. We just didn't make the defensive plays behind him. And but I thought he did a very good job of continuing to make his pitches, and sometimes those pitches just fall in the wrong spot.
Thanks for that, Letitia. Also on the diamond, the West Warriors getting off to a hot start this year, taking home the El Segundo Tournament crown last week. West and South High facing off in the Gundo Tourney's Gold Division Final over the weekend, with Joey Notch towing the rubber, shutting down the Spartans en route to a 6-0 win, giving West their 2nd straight El Segundo Tournament crown. Notch allowed 4 hits, struck out 4, walked 2 in the shutout win. On offense, the Warriors jumped on them early, scoring 3 runs apiece in the first 2 innings and holding off the Spartans for the W. 4 different Warriors crossed the plate, with Tommy Oslin going 2 for 2 against South and driving in 2 of those runs himself. West High looking good early on, hoping to avoid the same fate as last year when they won the same tournament, got off to a hot start, but missed CIF playoffs. More tournament updates, this time from the softball field. The Torrance Tigers head out to the Tournament of Champions in Bullhead City, Arizona. They opened the weekend with a close 1-0 loss to Chino, but follow it up with a huge win over Centennial of Las Vegas. What's the big deal? Well, Centennial, the number 10 ranked team in the nation according to MaxPreps.com, and the Tartars hang 5 and they blank them. Christina Washington holds them to 3 hits in the shutout, and helping her own cause, Washington dropped a 2-run bomb in the first inning before knocking another run in later in the day, leading the way on both sides for the Tartars in a big confidence-boosting win. Okay, and as you know, here in Torrance, you don't have to wear school colors to enjoy a little competition. So once again, our Brittany Johnson is on the hunt, hitting the streets, or just Wilson Park to check out another way the everyday athlete can stay on their game and have a little fun with the city's rec basketball league. Check it out.
We're not even officially into spring yet, but sign-ups for the Summer Adult Basketball League here at the D. Hardison Sports Center inside Wilson Park start this month.
There are some fantastic people that come and play in our leagues. They range from lower level skills to upper division, but we emphasize that this is a recreation league, and there's some good camaraderie and sportsmanship that goes around in these leagues.
Jeremy also says that the participants get the real game-like experience because the referees that call the games have current or past high school and college experience. The adult league is for players 18 to 100. Just kidding, there's no age limit. But if you're 100 and still dunking, I'd like to see that. And all the team registrations are on a first-come, first-served basis. The adult league isn't the only place to see some good competition. There's also some litter ballers here at the gym as well. Who's your favorite player?
Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant, that's my favorite player.
And Dwight Howard.
Okay, so you're a Laker fan. Yeah? You think they're going to win the championship this year?
Maybe.
Maybe. What do they need to work on?
Passing.
Kobe and D. Wade may be his favorite players, but when it comes to ball handling, this kid knows what's up.
My jersey, my number for the team is number 3, just like Chris Paul.
And no matter what age you are, it's the same message. Just come out and have some fun. But what keeps you coming back to this facility playing in Torrance?
Well, it is the closest and it's easiest to get a lot of people gathered. They provide a good enough game and competition, and it's a lot of fun still.
Reporting for the Sports Desk, I'm Brittany Johnson. Juan, back to you in the studio.
Gotta love that little guy. Clearly knows his NBA players. All right, there you have it. Sign up, show up, and throw down. Always something going on around the South Bay for the active-minded and athletic individual. Here on the show, if you want to see your group, your league, maybe your team featured on the Sports Desk, just give us a call or an email anytime. The Sports Desk at torranceca.gov. Okay, everybody, that's going to wrap it up for us this week. Make sure you check back in with us next week. We'll have all the updates, all the action, all the sports.